Dear students, in today's video lecture, we will study synchronous counters. Before start studying them, let's have a look at asynchronous counters first. And last time we learned them and we had seen that all the flip-flops used in the counters were fed by different different pulses, different clock pulses. So that's why they were asynchronous. Now we will form a counter in which a single clock pulse will feed all the counters. So before starting it, first of all, we discuss what is the major problem with the synchronous counters. The major problem with synchronous counter is propagation delay and glitch. What these two terms are can be understood with this diagram first. Look at the diagram. This is the clock pulse feeding the first flip-flop in asynchronous counter. Its clock cycle, let us suppose, is of 800 nanoseconds. Now the first flip-flop's output will be triggered when there is a negative edge. If you remember, all the flip-flops used were negative edge triggered. So whenever there is a negative edge, it will trigger. But this triggering does not happen immediately because flip-flop takes some time to produce the output. The time taken by the flip-flop, by rather any component, any electronic component, to produce the output means the time lag between the input submitted to that component and the output received from that component is known as propagation delay of that electronic component. In our case, we are using flip-flops, so this much time is the propagation delay. Means on receiving negative edge of clock pulse, the triggering will not happen immediately. It will be after some delay. So this much delay, let us suppose this is 40 nanoseconds. So 40 nanoseconds is the propagation delay of the first flip-flop. And now this pulse, if you remember, was fed to the second flip-flop. So second flip-flop, when there is negative edge in this pulse, it will produce output. So 40 nanoseconds, this pulse will be delayed already from this, and on receiving this input, this will produce an output with a propagation delay of 40 more nanoseconds. So now in return, this triggering will be delayed by 40 plus 40, 80 nanoseconds, and similarly this will go on increasing. So this delay will be 120. If we use more flip-flops, 4th, 5th and 6th flip-flop, this propagation delay will go on increasing. Somehow it becomes so large that it is even larger than a clock pulse. So that will create a problem. Means our last flip-flop will be one complete, even more than that, clock cycles will delayed by the actual clock pulse. So similarly, such a kind of unwanted pulse is also generated, that is known as glitch. So these are the two major problems in the asynchronous counters. We will remove them in today's study. So let's design a 2-bit synchronous counter today. Obviously, 2-bit synchronous counter will need two flip-flops, A flip-flop, B flip-flop, and as usual we are using JK flip-flops, so two JK flip-flops. But condition this time is that the same clock pulse will be feeding both of them at the clock signal. So negative edge triggered flip-flops are fed by the same clock pulse, therefore it will be a synchronous device. What will be the limit of counting? We have two flip-flops, so n is equal to 2. So n is equal to 2 means 2 raised to the power n is 4, and the counting state, this counter will count 4 different states, and those states will be from 00 to 01 to 10 to 11. So 4 different states which in digital form are 0, 1, 2, 3 will be counted by this flip-flop. Now we have to complete this circuit, means what will be provided on these terminals. So before that we will go on to excitation table. Before starting the design we will work on the excitation table. Excitation table is actually a table depicting present states and next states. So we are using two flip-flops, outputs of both the flip-flops QA and QB in the present state, and we are taking the same two outputs QA and QB in the next state. Therefore we are writing it QA plus 1 and QB plus 1. So this is the present state and this is the next desired state. For example, in the beginning flip-flops are in the form 0 0. So after 0 0, what state do we want? We want 0 1 state. So this state should switch to this state. So QA should remain QA should remain 0 in the next state also, but QB should switch to 1 in the next state. And afterward, when the flip-flop is in 0 1 state, the next state to be achieved is 1 0. So QA should switch from 0 to 1 and QB should switch from 1 to 0. And similarly, in the next clock pulse, 1 0 state should switch to 1 1 state. Means QA should remain the same from 1 to 1, and similarly QB should be switching from 0 to 1, and after 1 1 we want the counter to be reset to 0 0. So from 1 QA should switch to 0 and QB should switch from 1 to 0 also. So now to achieve this next state, desired next state from the present states, we have taken the appropriate combinations of all the flip-flops. We are using two flip-flops, A and B. So for A you have J and K, for B also you have JB, KB. So now let us focus, understand it very carefully, that we want output of first flip-flop, that is QA, switching from 0 to 0, means it does not change. How will it happen? If we go to this flip-flop, means this state should be as such. This QA should be as such. It should not change. So to have the state same, QA 0 to QA 0, we need to provide either 0 at the both terminals, or it may be reset also. On resetting it also gets set at 0. So to reset, this should be 0 and this should be 1. So to achieve our goal, that is for keeping QA from 0 to 0, we should keep JA 0 and KA can also be 0, can also be 1, right? So therefore I write 0 in the JA column and cross. This is the cross indicates don't care condition, cross in the KA column. So by giving this input, we have retained 0 of QA. So now let's take the similar example once more so that things are more clear to you. This time we move on to the input of B flip-flop, JB and KB. We are focused on having input in this column. So QB is 0 in the present state and we want to make it 1 in the next state. So from 0 to 1. So for this kind of switching, means QA was earlier 0, now we want to make it 1. First of all, we can set it to 1. So for setting, J should be 1, K should be 0. Secondly, from changing 0 to 1, we can toggle it also. So toggle will take place when j is 1 and k is 1. So for achieving from 0 to 1, we need to put 1 here, and k should be either 0 or 1. So therefore jb is 1 and kb is 0. Don't care condition. So hope you understand this row. Let's take second row as an exercise. In this case, for a flip flop, qa is 0 and we want to make it to 1. I'm taking qa column, qa and qa1, qa plus 1. So this input 0 in output, this output we want to change it from 0 to 1. So a flip flop qa should be changed from 0 to 1. This can be achieved in two ways, either by setting it. On setting it will become 1, or by toggling it. On toggling also it will become 1. So for setting, j should be 1, k should be 0. For toggling, j should be 1, k should be 1. So j should be definitely 1, but k can be both 0 or 1, doesn't matter. So we take ja as 1, ka as don't care condition, cross. Similarly, for the b flip flop, we want to change it from 1 to 0, right? We want to change the output of b flip flop, means we want to change the output of b flip flop from 1 to 0. So to achieve it, number 1, you can reset it. Number 2, you can toggle it. So to reset it, it should be 0, it should be 1. And to toggle it, it should be 1, it should be 1. So kb should be 1 in both cases, but jb can be 0 or 1. So therefore jb in this case will be given a don't care situation, and kb will be 1. So therefore we are having jb as the don't care and kb as 1. Similarly, let's complete the third row. We want a output of a flip flop from 1 to 1. This can be achieved either by the last state, means both the terms are 0, or by setting it to 1, means j should be 1 and k should be 0. So in both cases, k should be 0, but j can be 0 or 1. Therefore we are having a cross here, don't care condition here, and 0 here. Similarly, in the b flip flop, we want a change from 0 to 1. So for this you can either set it or toggle it. So inputs given to b flip flop are either 1 1 or 1 0. So this is taken as don't care. Similarly, in the last row, we want a output of a flip flop change from 1 to 0, which can be either achieved by toggling or by setting. So toggling and setting combination is this. Similarly, b output is also to be set from 1 to 0. So this can also be achieved either by resetting it or by toggling. So same condition, x0 cross 1, right? First of all, you complete this table. Now after completion, we design a flip flop. We design Carnot maps of all these columns, separate for JA, one for KA, one for JB, and one for KB. Means we need 4 Carnot maps. So let's draw first Carnot map for the first output, first input JA. because this is a two input QA and QB, two input. So two input Carnot map means 2 by 2 grid Carnot map will be designed. So on the vertical edge we have QA complement and QA. On the horizontal scale we have QB complement and QB. First of all, we have 0 in 0 0 in 0 0 combination, so I have put 0 here. Similarly, 1 in 0 1 condition, and cross don't care in 1 0 condition. So 1 0 cell is this, I have put a cross for don't care condition, and in the last 1 1 cell we put a cross. So this is the Carnot map for first input JA. So we have 0 1 cross and cross, and on solving it we have a pair. So pair will remove one variable. So if you recall it, we have this solution for the Carnot map JA, because this is Carnot map for JA. So JA becomes equal to QB. So this is the first Carnot map. Similarly, we go on trying Carnot maps for KA, Carnot map for JB, Carnot map for KB. So ultimately we got JA is equal to QB. This is the output of the first Carnot map. KA is equal to QB is the output of second Carnot map, and JB is equal to 1 is the output of third Carnot map, and KB is also equal to 1 is the output of the fourth Carnot map. This way we have got the values of JA, KA, JB and KB. We will use them in the circuit diagram. So now the counter to be synchronous one, same clock pulse should feed both the flip-flops. Now what was the output of the Carnot maps? JA is equal to QB. So we will provide JA input QB. So QB will be connected to JA. Similarly, KA is also equal to QB. So this will be connected to this also. So this connection and this connection will complete the inputs for JA and KA. Similarly, JB is equal to 1. So one signal should be provided at this, and JB is also equal to 1. So one signal will also be provided at this, and after completing the circuit we will get something like this. So JB and KB are provided high logic 1, right, and JA and KB are provided QB. So now if we study the functioning of this flip-flop, when we provide clock pulse after the first negative edge on this clock pulse, you will see that flip-flop will change to zeros. First of all, flip-flops are reset to 0 0. On reaching first negative edge, it will be reset to 0 1. Keeping in mind this is the MSB and this is the LSB. So 0 1. On the next negative edge of the same clock pulse, this will be 1 and this will be 0. And similarly on the next negative edge, this will be 1, this will be 1. And after that, next negative edge, they will be 0 0. Reset to restart the counting from 0. So all this will happen at the same clock pulse, though, so both the outputs will be triggered at the same moment. So this will work as a synchronous counter. Hope you understand it. In the next video lecture we will work on decade or mod n counters using synchronous technique. Thank you very much.